Juice, talk to me, man. Kyle Hendricks tonight was absolutely dominant.
Yeah, it's nice to see a guy like that have a sinker going. I will say this, that when Joey Votto finally does retire, Kyle Hendricks will not be a sad man. I know Boog read the stats, and Joey Votto gets the best Kyle a lot of times. But yeah, it's nice to see him have the sinker, work inside the zone. And I think, we were talking off air about, him not pitching well to Wilson Contreras. I think a lot of that comes to the fact that Kyle is the type of pitcher that needs strikes bought for him a lot of times. And Wilson has never been the buy you a strike catcher. He's gotten better at framing. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. He used to be horrible. And he's kind of closed the gap, but he still finds himself at the bottom of the league for most catchers in that stat. He has never been a good framer. He didn't come up, and they mentioned it today. He didn't, come up through the system. They converted him from third base to be a catcher. And that's a skill that I think takes a long time. And it's a guy like Yan Gomes, who's done it a very long time, is able to buy strikes for Kyle. And I think that having a great receiver of the ball is much like having a good quarterback that delivers it, right? It's the matter of both are on the same page. Both of them are understanding, how to receive this pitch so that's the most likely to be called a strike. And I think that Yan does that for Kyle pretty often. I think we've seen it over the course of these last two starts as well. It's just good to see him pitch well because it was becoming a real sad occurrence, right? Kyle was going out there and kind of getting shelled, and I never wanted, that to be like the lasting kind of effect of Kyle. Did you? Like, seeing him struggle after all his success to me was like, it was just weird, wasn't it? Like, that's not him. He's a gamer. He's a guy who is always calm. And I think that, like, while he's gained a lot of feel for his pitches, and it's not all Yan Gomes buying balls and strikes, trust me, but like, I just think that it's a combination of comfort, having that ability to work and be on the same page with the catcher and not shake off, not to say that like Wilson Contreras doesn't know what pitch that Kyle wants to throw, but it's just a comforting thing. And as a former catcher myself, when you have certain pitchers and you had them, that you felt like you knew more of what they were thinking. And I just feel like that combination is in the zone with each other right now. And I'd ride it as long as it could. If that's somebody that has to be, if that's his David Ross to John Lester, then hey man, like there's plenty worse catchers out there that, are way less valuable than Yan Gomes, and he's putting together a decent season for a backup catcher, right? But all things considered, if it means that it gets your ace, your guy who takes the ball every fifth day, a Cub legend in a lot of ways, back on track, then man, he becomes so much more valuable and such a great signing for Jet and Company, just to throw another feather in their cap there. But yeah, man, it's fun to watch Kyle do his thing. I was just thinking it during the broadcast and during the Kyle Hendricks would be like, if I couldn't sleep at night, that's my Cubs version of like the Calm app. You know what I mean? Kyle Hendricks, like balls and strike sounds, like him hitting the mitt.
It's just a lullaby.
It is. And when he steps out there, it's like he sings his own lullaby symphony, right? Like he goes through and it's just so calming when he has his stuff. It's like you could just sit back and we kind of knew it from the second inning that the Cubs were going to win that game because you saw Kyle come out in the first and the second and do his thing. And it was like, man, like now they have a 6-run lead. He's just going to pepper him. He's just going to get him to hit the ball soft on the ground, soft in the air. And from then on, it was like, man, like this is just in cruise control mode. And it makes for just a great, like I said, just calming way to watch Cubs baseball, to the point where like, man, it not that it's boring, but it's just so soothing, and like there were times where I found myself like dozing off. I'm like, man, like it's just so fun to like be comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're watching a game, we don't get that a lot. And Kyle Hendricks does that. He makes you feel comfortable when he's got the good stuff because he's not going to beat himself and he's going to continue to get good quality hitters out with good quality pitches.